Hello, hello, hello. What is up, guys? How are you? We are now live, and today I'm going to show you something that we haven't covered in our channel yet, but I'm pretty excited about showing this to you. Of course, not just me, but because the devs of the project are here, so it's extra special right now that we are able to look at this project. Although, it's been a while since I covered something like this. It's really interesting to look at this project because of just the quality of the art that I'm seeing over at their Twitter, their Twitter page. If you can just see, look at the NFT stuff that they have here. So I'm really hoping that this project becomes something that we could look forward to and something that we could grow with. So before I start, let me just greet our viewers here: Young Master, Shiny Wild, Sapphire, Gemsab, Zenon, Mr. MK, Korchan, Uncle Sam Gaming, John Ray Pagobo, Jeff B, James Glary, Aaron, Jill, Rabbit Anio, Christian Joab, Cornelius Vanderbilt, La Casa del Fiero. Hey, what is up? Guys, time to wake. Nightbot up. I want more likes, I want more shares, I want more viewers coming from our community, just because I want more people to check out this project in a way. Because, in this channel, our motto is for science, right? We look at things objectively, we look at things so that we could decide whether things are for us, whether the projects is something, the project is something that we would look at deeper. So that is our goal here. Just keep the chats going. Hello to Satanico, Paul Eli, Kenneth B, Son Leano, Kevin Carino, Robbie G, and yes, of course. So some people are here while eating, some people are here while working. So yes, good for you guys who have had your lunch. I haven't had my lunch yet. I was actually waiting for this session. Maybe take my lunch just right after. Anyway, who's excited for Zoolana, guys? Let me know on chat. If you're ready for Zoolana, let me know so we could call on our guests for today. So I have here the co-founders of Solana with us. So keep those likes. If we get enough likes, we're opening the giveaway. For the giveaway, we have an NFT worth 2 Solana, 2 sols to be given away today. So that's gonna be something, right? So keep on pouring those likes, keep on sharing this video, and of course, keep on chatting. Anyway, are you ready, guys? If you're ready, please put in chat, ready for Zoolana. Ready for Zoolana. And that would be my cue to call on our guests. Come on, I know you could do better. Can we get at least 30 likes, guys? Do you think we could do it before I call on our guests? Let's go. Ready for Solana. Casey, ready for Solana. Ayong Harpreet says ready for Solana. Takyon says ready for Solana. Korchan says ready for Solana. Jeff Beer says ready for Solana. Ryan says ready for Solana. Uncle Sam Gaming says ready for Solana. Mr. MK says ready for Solana, and so on and so forth. And now we have over 35 likes here. So I guess that's my cue to call on our guests right now. And yeah, let me just pull up our Google here, Google Meet, and turn off my other camera so that the other could pick it up. So yes, yo, let's go, team. Anyway, what is up, Arnold? What is up, Brendan? Both co-founders of Zoolana. How are you today? Welcome to the Dexter Plays PH channel. What's up, guys?
Hey, Dexter.
How you doing?
All good, all good. So for the people who are listening in right now, please let me know if you can hear us properly. This is a quick sound check for everybody. So before we start, let me introduce to you Arnold from Zoolana and Brendan from Solana. Both of them are co-founders of Zoolana. Unfortunately, I think Arnold's webcam is the one that's busted, right?
Yeah,
Anyway.
my computer does not have a webcam.
Oh, unfortunately. Anyway, guys, so yeah, welcome to the show. Could you tell us a little bit about yourselves, guys, and what you do within the Solana project?
Yeah, for sure. So most people probably know me by Brick. Brick is my handle on Twitter and on Discord. Arnold and I pretty much split the duties for Zoolana equally, but we're both co-founders. We kind of had the initial vision for this project. It's a mobile real-time strategy game being built on Solana. We kind of built the vision together, and we've been going through the whole process together of building out this project seriously. So yeah, it's really exciting. We're excited to be here, and the future is looking bright for us, definitely.
Nice, nice. How about you, Arnold?
Yeah, I don't think we've talked about our prior experience. So I actually started my career in finance, and then left the job to start my own company. And we were doing logistics for e-commerce platforms, so kind of like an end-to-end solution for the B2B space. But after COVID happened, we had to close the company due to the amount of cash the company was burning. So after that, I dived head into blockchain and started working on random projects that I found on Twitter. And me and Brick, we actually met working together at a previous DeFi project on BSC. And the level of efficiency that we had working together was totally at a different pace from the rest of the team, and we knew we had something ongoing. And we, after months of back and forth ideation and countless white paper drafts, we found Zoolana together. So that's what we're here to do. The vision is really to build a AAA game that's actually fun, instead of all the one-click games out there in the space right now.
All right. Now, before we start, of course, the audience are actually, you can actually see in the chat right now the elephant in the room. They're really asking face reveal and things like that. Why are you guys not showing your face right now? I mean, we've just been rugged by Spaceport, something, a project that I've featured actually here in this channel, and we had a really good AMA, but at the end of the day, they slow rugged the people, and people got pissed, and hope those devs go to hell. Not that I'm wishing something ill to them, but they did ill to the people. Another that rugged the people right now is the warship, although I did not cover that. Some of my folks here from the YouTube space were able to cover that, but people really are scared about faceless devs right now. Can you tell us a little bit about that? What you think about that?
Yeah, sure. So definitely, it's really hard in the crypto space, right? Because there's so many people that are untrustworthy, and there's so many people just looking to put something quick out there and take advantage of other people through it, especially in NFTs, right? If we have been in the NFT space for any amount of time, we have seen how many projects get out there with some low quality art. They promise a few things on the roadmap, and they just hope to mint out, and then they never interact with the community again. For people that have been in the Zoolana community, and I've been talking to Didi and I for the past 3 months that we've been doing this, you could just tell that it's different. The amount of work and the amount of hours that we're putting into this project, we are the worst ruggers that have ever done it. If we're going to rug this project, we are putting in 12-hour days, 7 days a week, and the community knows that and sees that we're there all the time. Another thing too, actually, about Zoolana that really we think helps us separate us not only from the rugs, obviously, but even from the other serious projects, is that when Didi and I are going to put something out in front of people, we make sure that it is A+ and 110%. So guys, everyone listening here, Dexter is about to walk us through some art, a little bit about the story behind the game, what we're really building here. And you guys are going to be able to see this project is something else. Didi and I are putting our heart and soul into this, finding the absolute best people to build out our vision. And you could just see the quality and how that reflects in the work that we're doing. For instance, the monkey that you see on screen here is actually one of our pieces of concept art. The artist that did this is an artist for League of Legends, for Magic the Gathering, for Smite. This is like one of the top illustrators in the world, pretty much, that's doing the work for our project. So we may be faceless for now. That might change in the future, but trust us that we are taking this project more seriously than probably any other project you see out there, and we're only putting the best thing in front of people.
All right. So that's one aspect, of course, that you have to balance, guys. You know, you just investigate their assets here, investigate their white paper, investigate whatever you are seeing on the screen right now, and get past the webcam or face reveal issue as of now. If you cannot take the risk, of course, you know, then don't jump in the pool, right? Don't jump in the pool, just exactly just like that. So they don't plan to dox, or are you planning to dox, guys, in the near future?
We are planning to dox in the near future. Right now, with our mint that just launched, we have a number of other things that came up first. So we'd like to do a proper team reveal, make sure everyone has the information in front of them. But that is definitely on the roadmap for the near future. Yep.
All right. So for those of you guys who are here right now and wanting to see the face of the devs, what I would just suggest is just follow the project. Now, don't put out any money if you are not comfortable in putting out any investment, but just follow the project and wait for that time that they dox themselves. And from there, you know, you could weigh your risk, and you know, the higher the risk, of course, the earlier you come in, then the higher the rewards usually in projects like this. But if you wanna just, you know, take that risk on a lower level, just follow the project. You don't have to do anything, right? So I guess that would be a gameplay that some of you could do. Anyway, let's talk about the game. What's the inspiration, you know, with Zoolana? What are we looking at as game-wise?
Yeah, so for game, we actually are using some similar game baseline mechanics, you know, as games out there like Clash of Clans, War and Order, basically mobile real-time strategy games where, you know, players will actually build up their settlement, attack other people, build some units, level up their characters. With that, we actually integrated Solana blockchain into the game itself. So all assets, or most of the assets that you gain inside the game, would be tradable.
So the inspiration for the game, like, do we have a previous game or a traditional game that has been, you know, that has been a hit that you're using as a, let's say, an inspiration, so that we could just imagine what kind of game we're looking at?
Yeah, like I mentioned previously, Clash of Clans. I'm not sure whether you've heard War and Order. It's a pretty successful game out there. They have like about 10 million downloads, but obviously Clash of Clans have like 500 million of downloads. Another game that you can take reference to is Lots Mobile. They are also a pretty popular game out there for real-time strategy games.
A real-time strategy game. Anyway, let's talk about what's happening right now. Why did you guys choose Solana over BSC and other, you know, networks that are, you know, I mean, BSC is like pumping numbers wise, right?
Yeah, this is a great question. So there's been a number of really popular games, or at least really popular projects. We're only just starting to see the games start to come out on BSC, like Splinterlands, right? Like that was a big one, the card game. And, you know, it was kind of a choice for us. There was something to think about. But Solana, when you get into the technicals, Solana just blows everything else away. So Solana has blocks that finalize in 400 milliseconds, transaction fees are fractions of a penny. When it comes to building a game where you might be sending transactions, hundreds or thousands of transactions every second, you really need it to be as cheap as you can physically get it, and you need to be as fast as you can physically get it. So, you know, when you or I, when we're on PancakeSwap, when we're buying some coins, sending it back and forth, BSC, it's as fast as we need it to be, and it's as cheap as we need it to be, right? Maybe you spend a few pennies on gas, you don't really mind. But when it comes to doing transactions of the volume that we're going to be doing with Zoolana, you really need to make sure it's really down to close to nothing as possible. So that's why we went with Solana.
True. And of course, you know, I've been watching the price of BNB lately. It's like an angry mother shouting at you. It's really going up there. I remember seeing the price of BNB like more than half of what's its price right now. So basically, you know, I agree. I wanna have those cheaper transaction. So with this Zoolana project, guys, how long have you been working on this? Like, when did you say, okay, let's make a game and then let's call it Zoolana? What's the history behind?
So we've been working on it now for, Vivi and I have been working on developing a serious project now since about July of this year. And the idea for Zoolana came to us in August or so. So we've been working on it now, August, September, October, November. I mean, this is going to be our 4th month of working on the game. And like we said, it's been full pelt, 7 days a week, wake up in the morning, get on voice chat, get started working. We're working all day till the end of the day. So we've been working for about, 4 months now. And how did it come about? So we knew, seeing Solana blow up this summer, we knew there was huge potential there, right? Like, we've seen Solana become very popular as a network. There's a lot of potential in Solana. If you're building a project these days and you're not thinking about Solana, you know, you're doing yourself a disservice. You should think about all the options out there. So we were thinking about Solana. We wanted to build something there. And then Didi and I thought about, you know, like, where do we have the potential to make the most difference? Like, what is our experience and how is that going to apply to the project that we work on? And Didi and I are both actually high-level gamers. So I'm not sure if anyone here plays the game Hearthstone, but I'm one of the top Hearthstone players in North America. In the past, I've scored in the top 200 on the North American ladder for Hearthstone. So I'm a big strategy gamer, big card player, very game-oriented. And Didi is the same. Arnold is the same. He's for War and Order, this mobile strategy game. Didi, what's your statistic for that game? You were like the top in kills for like 2 months straight or something like that.
Yeah, I was the #1 player in the server for like 2 months straight.
Well, what game is that, Arnold?
War and Order.
War and Order. Okay, guys, you've heard the clues. You can finally reverse engineer their clues and find out who our devs are.
Yeah, exactly. There's the dog.
You know, just use a little bit of your sleuth skills there, sleuthing skills, your detective skills there. So War and Order and Hearthstone, just find the top players there, right? Anyway, just, you know, like I mentioned, Arnold and Brendan, it's gonna be over and over and over again on chat, and it's kinda distracting me right now, guys. Let me just get back to the risk reward, guys. You cannot see the faces of the devs right now, but remember, guys, it's two sides of the coin. I have a project here that we've featured in the past, you know, and the coin started with 1 and the docs weren't devs, and right now the coin is, you know, from $1, it's now $9, and a lot of people have mooned. You know, sometimes we just have to risk how far our stomach can, you know, go as far as risk is involved. So if you feel that this project is sketchy, then don't go in. Enjoy the show, enjoy the art. At the very least, you know, put something in your brain bank, in your idea bank up there of how bad these guys are rugging. Like they mentioned, they are so unprofessional in rugging because they have so many art assets like they mentioned, right? So yeah, just put it there, do your own research, because let's move on about that topic and let's focus on what's in front of us, right? We could do that, no problem. You don't have to, you don't have to put anything out. I'm not forcing you to do that, right? So just put out your time right now to enjoy the show, enjoy the art, enjoy the interview session, and have some idea. All right, just take the positive out of the experience if you don't, if you know what I mean. I'm sorry about that, Arnold and Brendan. Like I've mentioned, it's gonna be something that's gonna be hammered to us on chat, right? And now right? Anyway, listen first, get some ideas, decide later. If you want to wait for the time they get doxxed, then fine. At least you knew about Solana earlier than the others, right? That's simple. Anyway, let's talk about the play to earn aspect of this project, guys. Can you tell us a little bit about the economy and how you are planning to keep it, safe?
Yeah, absolutely. So the economy is one of the most exciting things about like the play to earn space. Like what crypto is doing for games these days is allowing us to bring real value into these games and then also take real value out, right? So everyone here, I'm sure we're all gamers. I'm sure everyone has had the experience of you buy a skin in a game and then what happens? The developer says, yeah, you can't sell that game. Yeah, you gave us your money. But that's a soft rub for you right there. You go in Fortnite and you buy a skin. You can't ever sell it. It just sits in your account. Even if you want to give it to a friend, lend it to a friend, just get rid of it and get some of your money back, you can't. So that's what crypto is enabling us to do, is we're able to tell people, hey, look, you might spend money on cosmetics in Zoolana, but what you can do is you can take that NFT and you can go sell it on an open market and get some of your money back. Or maybe it was a limited time NFT and it's gone up in value because people really like that skin. All of a sudden you have an NFT that's worth real money. And in that way, these in-game assets are going to be transferable in a way that is going to change gaming entirely. It's really going to be huge, and Arnold and I are betting big, on it actually being the future of games. So how is the in-game economy going to be safe? One second, let me take a drink here. So that's a good question. I think a lot of what you can expect is to be mostly transacting with official sources. So if you're crafting in the game, you're going to be crafting using your crafting system, right? You're not going to be sending any certain player some materials for them to do something with on their own. You're going to be combining your weapons with some upgrade materials to craft something new. Or if you're buying from our secondary marketplace, we're going to verify all the NFTs on the secondary marketplace. This isn't that hard. We've been able to do this in the space for quite a while. We can tell the origin of the NFT. Yeah, it shouldn't actually be that hard to make an in-game economy relatively safe from scams. Now, there's always going to be bad actors out there. That's the nature of the world. We have to understand that. So that's not to say some people won't try to take advantage. But overall, we're pretty optimistic that we're going to have a healthy environment for people to transact in.
All right. So, to clarify that, okay, you have this idea of a balanced economy. If I understand correctly, there's a burning mechanism within the NFT itself, or just in the token?
Sorry, you mean burning mechanism?
Yeah, burning mechanism.
Yeah, so when people transact, for example, they craft an NFT, or we have various forms that people can use the tokens, which we actually have a document on that, and we're releasing it in about, let's say 11 hours. But I can reveal some of that information right now. So basically, there's going to be various actions that you can take. For example, buying assets in a primary sale or secondary market, or skipping wait timers inside the game, crafting your in-game assets, for example, fusing. So we have a fusing system as well. So it's like combining several items of one rarity tier in order to create the same item in a higher rarity tier, or just crafting basically from raw materials, crafting into an NFT itself. So all of this is going to be part of the token utility system, and that's where parts of the token burning mechanism is going to be in.
All right. So, some of the people on my channel actually are, on the technical side. Can you let us know how much the total supply of the tokens would be?
Can we share it, Brendan? I think we can, right? All right.
Yeah, sure. Just so you guys know, this is going to be a world first. This is going to be exclusive. We're actually releasing our official tokenomics in about the next 12 hours. So you guys are going to be hearing this all for the first time.
Oh, thank you for that.
Yeah, so the total supply will be about 10 billion, with about 36% allocated for play and earn. That's like the highest allocation inside the whole chart, with about 25% for community development. So when I talk about community development, what do I mean? I'm talking about things that can be incentivized to help the community and the game development grow. For example, let's say referrals, managing the community, content creation, and community participation. We do have some allocation towards third-party development as well, but that's to be explored further. And we would then have the community decide how these will be allocated in the future.
All right, so there's an interesting question already here. So when is the pre-sale happening?
Of course, you guys, everyone's just so obsessed with the money here, guys. Come on, can't we talk about the game? What? Geez,
Yeah.
Everyone's got their priorities lined up, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, we're here. It's play to earn. Let's balance, for the people here who are, probably trying to prepare how they want to come into Solana. And it looks like let me just explain to the people. It looks like, guys, we hit something that is very, very, very early on. And I'm actually glad that we are here, even though the devs that we have right now aren't docs as of the moment, okay? As of the moment. It's really nice that we have heard about this early on. So we're pretty early, right, Brendan and Arnold?
Oh, you are so early, you don't even know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, adding on to the doxing part, I don't think any other projects would be hiring top tier artists, talking to lawyers, talking to strategic advisors, if they're trying to ruck you. Like, I don't get it. We paid thousands and thousands of dollars just to have all these documents be in the green light before we actually put it out there. So maybe that's one thing that you got to keep in mind, that who in the right mind will pay thousands of dollars just to make sure it's in the legal side of things, just to rock you.
True. So for those who are asking right now, there's an NFT minting that's actually already happening right now. Oh, the lock period. Let's talk about the lock period. Are you guys gonna be vesting your tokens, and for how long?
Yeah, so maybe let's talk about the team. So the team will have 18% of the total supply, and
All right.
it will get unlocked monthly over a period of 36 months.
So that's 3 years.
Yeah, so for our advisors, it will be the same over a period of 36 months.
Okay, so with the advisors. So it's gonna be unlocked monthly and on a total of 36 months. Daily time allocation needed for daily quest. Oh, I don't know if it's too early to ask this, guys, but yeah, since you're here already and looks like you got things planned out, yeah, people are trying to budget their time as well. So the question is, how long would it take for a person to be playing this game in order for him to, get the rewards for the daily cap, if you have that kind of system?
So one thing that we have in our design right now, although nothing is set in stone because it's still super early, is that we would have a kind of different reward system, whereby rewards may change over time depending on the game's user acquisition. the intention is actually to reward players based on how active they are. So maybe let's talk about some examples of game behaviors or criteria that will be then used to quantify this end result. We're talking about account progression, the number of combat rounds that you can play, your in-game activity, as well as the completion of daily quests. We're actually researching, and we found out that most RTS games have players spending about 20 to 30 minutes of their time per week on average. So that's something that we would have designed in there.
Also, this is gonna be your game philosophy design when it comes to the time, sticking with 20 to 30 minutes a week, correct?
Yes, but
All right.
nothing is set in stone, and it's still too early to finalize the design aspect of it.
I see.
And
I see.
actually,
So at least
well,
we have an idea where you guys are looking at, right?
absolutely. One thing that's important to start with is just the facts of how players behave in games that exist right now, right? Because you need to start with what's realistic and what you should expect from people. But one thing that actually Arnold just mentioned there, and I want to make sure that we talk about again, is that we would be rewarding players for actually their level of activity. So, in other games, again, Hearthstone is an example, other card games, you might log in, you have a few small quests to complete. Once you do that, you're kind of tapped out for the day. In our vision for Zoolana, the idea is that the more you engage, the more you'll be played. So if you're on Zoolana, you're conquering tribes, you're crafting assets, you're playing with your friends for 8 hours a day, there would be reward mechanisms in the game to actually be rewarding you with tokens for spending that amount of time. And it's a complicated system, right? Like, so Arnold was mentioning some of those behaviors that we're going to measure, like, how many combat rounds did you actually take part in? How many items did you craft? Like, all these different metrics that we can use, and we're going to try to get an overall gauge of player activity to actually use for rewards. So that's the system that we have in mind right now.
All right. So if I read between the lines there, you guys are looking at, for casuals who don't really have that much time, 20 to 30 minutes a week, I think is, very doable, very achievable for regular folks. But still, you don't put the hardcore gamers out of the picture. So if people want to go ham with their time and, energy, play the game, they get rewarded.
Yes.
Precisely. Yeah, it doesn't make a ton of sense, right? For for everyone to get the same amount of reward out of a game that they put different amounts of time into, right? Everyone has had that experience of sitting down to play a game. You finish those quests in those first few minutes, and then you're still playing the game for the rest of the day, but it's not the same as getting those rewards from those first few minutes. So we want to make sure that we're actually appropriately rewarding the people that are spending their time in Zoolana.
And one thing that you have to take notice, I think Axie Infinity have set the narrative far too back to play to earn. People are literally playing to earn, while Zoolana is aiming for play and earn. So you will be playing and earning instead of feeling like you're working a job that you dedicate an X amount of time per day to earn X amount of tokens, etc., etc.
So I'm looking at the asset here, the minting area here, the Alpha Edition Red. So right now they're priced at 2 souls, and people could get them as early as now. Could they sell this on the secondary market already, or is there a timeline for that?
Yeah, as of right now, we are not planning to list on secondary markets until we mint out, or our values or we deem it necessary, because the mint is there to happen. We need the funds in order to build the game. These funds are essential for kickstarting the game development. Other than that, we've listened to our community and we've put out action plans that we're executing right now, hence the reason why we're publishing our tokenomics. There's going to be a big surprise. I'm not sure whether I should share it right here. So a few people have actually asked just now about pre-sale tokens. So basically, if you buy our NFT, you will get an amount of our tokens as part of early supporters. So we've taken that idea sort of from this project called Genesis Go on Solana. So what they did is they allocated X amount of tokens per NFT holder. So sorry, not per NFT holder, per NFT. So you buy, for example, you have 5 NFTs, right? You'll get 50,000 tokens for that NFT. So that's kind of the design as we have it, and we're publishing it in about 11 hours from now.
All right, that's actually nice. So let me just reiterate for the people who are watching here. The risk and reward ratio right now is pretty where I want it to be. I mean, on a personal level, wherein we are looking at the project. The token is not out yet. It's the tokenomics is gonna be released in a few hours right now. We are that early. So for people who are watching, you have two plays right now. You could either ape in and go into the project because you can handle the risk, but right now what's really more important for me is watch out for the 11 or 12 hours that's coming in when they release their tokenomics and their white paper. I think that would be beneficial to you guys to look at that and stay informed. While we are here at an early stage, you don't want to be that guy who, just because the devs are not docs, I said pass immediately, and I didn't even take a look at it so deeply that that could have been me getting it at a low price, but I just brush it off. So I don't want you to be those guys, right? I want you to be guys who are using your brain, using the timing, using the opportunity on your side. All right, so my advice, go to the Discord. Is Discord the best way to know about you guys, to interact with you, Arnold and Brendan?
Yeah, Discord is actually the perfect place since we're pretty much always in there. Even me and Brendan, we have our daily meetings in Discord. Obviously not in the community Discord, but in DMs. But yeah, we're pretty much in Discord. Just pop in, ask us any questions, and we'll be there to answer your questions. Other than
All
that,
right.
I do have a channels. We do have a channel set up called DD Package. So basically, it's a due diligence package that we made for you, that you can run through the whole project to know who we are, what we're doing, where we're going on from here.
All right. So one question that's really important, because you guys are trying to build a game that we gamers would like to play and enjoy, knowing that you guys have background of being at the top of your respective games, right? So one lingering question: when can we expect the game to be playable?
Yeah, so we've actually published our first white paper when we just launched our socials about, I think, 2 months back. Inside our white paper, we do have a roadmap in place that we've talked to game studios, AAA game studios that are potentially working on the game, and kind of where we took the conversation with them is we talked about timelines and see what's possible in order to push out such a game that we envision it to be. So basically, we just send them our game design document, and they gave us a quote as well as a timeline, and that's what we're working off from there. So basically, the beta of the game as of right now would be out by Q3 2022, and the full game access would be out by Q1 2023. So you guys are still really early.
Oh, I see. Q1 2023. So we are really early. There's still time for people to really think about this, guys. You don't have to rush. You don't have to rush. We have time to think about this. Yeah, let's take a look at this. So right now we are minting the Alpha Edition Red, and on your page we have this access that says red and blue. I don't know if you can see my screen. Can you give us a brief info about TLDR? What's the difference between red and blue? When do we get red? When do we get blue?
Yeah, for sure. So the general idea here is that these Alpha Edition NFTs, they're a VIP pass to Zoolana, and they're a lifetime VIP pass. So these NFTs are going to be the most valuable assets that exist in the game pretty much for the lifetime of the game. And we're releasing them here early because obviously we need money to make the game. And early supporters, we want to reward them with something special to actually show that they were here from the start and believed in the project. So what is it actually? What does it mean for it to be a VIP pass? It means a lot of things. And pretty much what it means at its heart is that if you hold this NFT, there's a number of benefits, including other NFTs that are going to be dropped to you over time. So if we're looking at this chart here, if you're holding a red alpha, which is what we have on sale for you today, you're going to get an airdrop of our profile pictures done by an illustrator of the same caliber that's doing the concept art for us. So this is a world-class illustrator doing these generative profile pictures. So that's one thing. On top of that, you're going to be getting a playable character in the game of Zoolana, and it's going to be a model, a 3D model of the character. If you go actually check out our Twitter right now, we have a rhino model that we've released, and you can see the level of quality that we're making these models to. There's that. On top of that, you're going to get an airdrop of in-game weapons and armor. You can see a sniper rifle, actually, Dexter, that I think you pulled up for a few minutes earlier. On top of that, you're going to get airdrops of exclusive skins and cosmetics. And on top of that, you're going to get special NFTs that showcase the story from the world of Zoolana. So these are the lore NFTs. Didi and I are working really hard on the story for this game. It's got many twists and turns in it. It's deeply developed. If you go read the backstory on our website, we have the origin for Zoolana there. Kind of get yourself familiar, get yourself immersed already. And then on top of that, we have even more extras. You're going to be able to play the closed beta when the beta's out. In-game, people are going to be able to see that you're an Alpha Edition holder. Your player card is going to have certain indications. And also, if you join our Discord, you'll see there's a VIP channel just for Alpha Red holders. And in that VIP channel, we've got special conversations with us as the devs and more. It's kind of a little special club just for the Alpha holders. And Blue, so Alpha Edition Blue is going to be similar, except for some of those airdrops are just going to be pre-sale access. And it's going to be a little cheaper and available at a cheaper price point, which helps people kind of get in who maybe can't afford the 2 Sol, think maybe it's too risky, they're not interested in spending that much, but maybe they'd spend a little less. That's who the Alpha Blue is for. But the Alpha Blue Mint is not open quite yet. We just want to make sure no one is confused between what's actually being offered. So we're keeping them separate for now. And we're waiting for the red to mint out a little bit more probably before we open up blue for people. Just because we've noticed some people get confused, and we kind of feel like if we have both mints open at the same time, it might be an issue for people because, they say, oh, I wanted this, but I got that, and I spent this money, and I wanted to spend that. And we're trying to keep things a little separate for now, but the blue should be coming soon.
All right. Gameplay question. Is this gonna be designed for mobile as well, or just web-based, or are we gonna be downloading an installer or something like that?
So the design is for it to be totally mobile and mobile native. So you should imagine this game, you're going to be playing this game on mobile, whether you're at home, on the bus, at work. This is going to be, Zoolana is going to be with you everywhere. So, the game is still early. It's entirely possible we get into development. There's blockchain issues where this is totally new tech, right? We're all in this space because it's new and exciting and new developments are happening all the time. So we can't say that it's totally possible we could have to pivot to a web game or something along those lines, but trust that right now this game is entirely mobile based and everything we're doing design wise is built for mobile.
All right, so one comment this here actually is pretty funny. Says excited to play it while on the toilet. Likewise, because it's gonna be mobile.
Exactly, dude. No one can stop you. No one can stop
you. All right, so guys, it's really too early for us to no need to panic right now. One thing that I would ask, bluntly for Brendan and Arnold here, would you guys be willing to KYC at least on a private session with me, just so the people would know that you guys are willing, at least for me, right? Is that possible?
Yeah, sure. So people are asking if we would dox to you personally.
Yeah. I mean, just me, not on stream. At least me and you, we know who we're talking to with each other, right? So at least I could give that to them.
Sure, yeah, I don't think we would have a problem with that. One
Yeah.
thing, it's interesting about doxing because Didi and I actually, one specific experience that we've had that has us just like making sure we're doing it at the right time and when the community is at the right place. The first project that we met on, actually what happened was it got too big too quickly and the lead developer was doxed. And what happened was that the lead developer made some decisions that some people weren't happy with. That's always going to happen because not everyone is happy all the time. And it wasn't a rug by any means at all. In fact, like most of the community supported his decisions, but some people were just angry with him. And people started calling his house, people started calling his family. He got calls from his grandparents saying that people were showing up at their house. So, it's a crazy world out there. In this day and age, everyone has access to everything. And if you put yourself out as a public face, you really have to be ready, and the project has to be in the right place, and you have to have everything lined up and squared away. So just understand, guys, that it's a big decision to do that. And Didi and I have been building this up over time, and the docs will come at the time when it's right to come. So we hope you guys can understand that. And we're not asking anyone to do anything they're uncomfortable with. If you're not comfortable buying the NFT at that point, that's totally cool. Just hang out and learn a bit more about the project, learn a bit more about play to earn, and just where Solana is at the moment. And we can all learn a little bit of something and don't necessarily have to put anything on the line.
We're not about to put our life out there just to have, maybe one small decision that let's say we chose not to give 60 USD per person, inside the game design, and then people start calling our houses, telling us they'll kill us or something.
True. I'm no. That's not. I mean, that experience is no stranger to me already. Being here, handling this AMAs, featuring projects here, I've received messages like that because people see my face. People know at least they have a general idea where I live, or where in the Philippines, right? And I've received messages like that. Like saying, why don't you and your family just die just because I featured a project that they didn't like. And I mean,
people are crazy out there, and it's not the majority of us. And that's the sad thing, right? Is that we wish everyone the world would be a lot better place if like the worst 1% or the worst 5% weren't there. But you have to live like they are, because they are out there. And people, like we were talking about rugs at the start of this, they're just like there's fans out there who aren't necessarily fans, and they make enemies of the devs and they'll call your house. There's also devs who will be part of those bad 5%. And, we all hear stories about them. So yeah, just a sad fact about the world we live in right now.
True.
And it's just personal for me, but if you give me death threats, I honestly couldn't care less. But if my family starts getting involved, that's a whole other different story. And with the previous project, what happened was the family was involved in the death threats, and we all see what the repercussions could be.
True. People, running amok for $30, $60. Let's say it's $500. At the end of the day, if the project is still there, why would you stoop so low and involve even the family members of people and giving death threats and things like that? I mean, there are other ways to fix things, right? So just talking about this this side of a project, what would you say is the biggest risk that we are that you guys as a team are could face, project wise? Doesn't need to be death threats and things like that, but project wise, the risk and things.
Can you elaborate more? What do you mean risk?
Yeah, right now, because no project is 100%, right? And one of the ways we could prepare for the growth of our project is think of possible ways wherein things could go wrong, and have a bit of a preparation time or contingency plan. Right now in your project, what would you say is the aspect that's giving you a challenge and the risk at the moment?
So, yeah, this is a great question. What is the biggest risk? And as developers, like as we're building out the vision for this project, like what are we most unsure of, and what needs to be explored more? So what's really interesting here is that Solana and a lot of chains have not been integrated into game development to the same extent that they will be 10 years from now. Right now, all of this stuff is being built out pretty much for the first time, and a lot of integrating the blockchain into our game we're going to be discovering as we go. So that's one thing that's like on our plate as one of the biggest questions for us right now is what are the actual complications that come about when we have to integrate the tech of a blockchain into the back-end tech of a standard game and in a game standard web servers. There's going to be a lot of small decisions for us to make along the way that I don't know if I would say it's risk, but it is a lot of figuring that out for the first time. So just that's one thing. If I was watching this project, I'd have my eye on that and say, okay, what decisions are these devs making about how blockchain gets integrated into the game itself? And this is actually quite a long conversation, but if I can just give one example, there are some games out there that what they're advertising is every single action in the game is going to be written to the blockchain so that everything in the game is part of the blockchain's history and you can go back and see all these different actions. You can imagine with a game like chess, that might not be too difficult, right? Maybe there's like 100 moves in chess. It's pretty simple to record all that onto the chain. Okay. But when you get into a game as complicated as like League of Legends or a game as complicated as StarCraft, it's going to be very expensive to be writing every single little one of those decisions that a player makes onto the blockchain. And so those are the kinds of questions that we'll be figuring out as we're building out this game is like, okay, what actually needs to be on chain for the player? Do their tokens need to be on chain? Yeah, we think tokens need to be on chain. That's where we are with crypto. Does combat need to be on chain? Yeah, probably not. Does the win-loss from combat need to be on chain? All of a sudden, that's a question. We don't actually have the answer to that. Maybe we should be storing that information on chain, or maybe that's all going to stay in the background for the game. So that's, I think, one of our biggest questions is how deep is blockchain integration going to go for the game itself? And what are the technical limitations going to be in terms of mixing blockchain and the game? So that's one of the things we're thinking about.
Okay, I mean, true. Because nobody can really predict where blockchain, with 100% certainty, of course. We could have the breadcrumbs of the past give us a little bit of clue, but I kind of see what you're trying to say there, Brendan, that at the end of the day, where blockchain is going, that's where we have to be adjusting, and who knows what blockchain technology would bring us in the coming years, right? So yeah,
Exactly.
True. Anyway, people here are comparing your project to some of the projects out there that are on the higher end side, right? And looking at your white paper, looking at your roadmap, it looks like you guys are looking for a game that's gonna be out there, played and enjoyed by people. Just to summarize things, I think you guys are aiming for something that is ambitious in a sense. It's not like you mentioned, it's not like you click and the game is done. It's not like that. But with big projects like this comes, requires a really great team. So the question here is, can you tell us a little bit more about your team? Do you have specifics about hiring process, or what do you look at when hiring people? Do you look at their skills or their philosophies or experience, whatever? A little bit about the team. Sorry for that long-winded question.
No, that's perfect. And let me jump in here quick. I'm sure Arnold actually has something to say on that. But one thing that personally, what do we look for in the team? One of the biggest things that we are hiring for and that we love and need to see in our team members is a feeling of vision, and that they have the ability to understand and kind of feel out what something should look like in their own eyes. How should something be? We need the people on our team to be putting their best foot forward and really bringing their whole their whole self to the table. So our first hire that Didi and I made, Arnold and I made, our first full-time hire was our designer. And our designer, he is insane. He is like, Didi and I worked on it with him on a previous project, and we've been chasing him for months to come and work for Zoolana. And you see his work in all of our logos, all of the graphic assets besides the illustrations. Like, what he brings to the table is vision and the ability to say, I know what you guys are getting at. I know what you're looking for. I'm going to bring my own ideas to the table, and we're going to take this to the next level. And that's how we're building the team, is bringing people onto the team that have the ability to say, I know what you guys are looking for, and here's how I'm going to take it a step further. So our community manager, Coping, is the same way. Everyone has seen him in the Discord. He is hilarious. He's always bringing up his own memes, coming up with new ideas for how to engage the community. And for us, we can bring to him our priorities, and he can say, okay, guys, I'm going to build on this because I have my own ideas on where to take this. So that's one of the most important things, I think, for us as a team.
I see. Would it be correct if we term that or put a label on that as, people having initiative and the skills to back it up?
Yeah, exactly. So precisely, we don't want you just stepping up. We want you to step up and have the skills to actually perform the job that you're stepping up for. And that's how we've done our hiring so far. And from our artists to the CGI that we've had, our CGI guy, again, is one of those dudes that's like, how are people this talented? Like, it's almost surprising to see that there are people so good at making art and just doing their jobs out there that, like, we're really excited and blessed to be working with everyone on the team that we've assembled here.
All right. Here's actually, go on, Arnold, because Brendan mentioned that you would have something to share about this.
Yeah, sorry, I'm long-winded myself.
I just want to wrap it up by saying, we're not looking for yes man. Like, I don't want to give you my idea or specifics on the task needed to perform, and then you just say yes and go do it. I want you to bring your own ideas to the table. Tell me I'm wrong if I'm wrong. I'm okay with being wrong. Everybody make mistakes.
Exactly.
Nobody have the perfect idea or execution on certain type of things, and we're always open to explore other ways of completing tasks.
So, going to this topic of having an ambitious vision for a game and having a team to back you up to do it, here's a follow-up question that comes from our audience right now. So Bob Witt is asking here, to the founders, since you guys had experience in projects before, right now, what is your conviction percentage of the project being made to fruition? And he says he's asking this because we see Alpha not really selling much as of the moment. There was a talk of tapping into VC, venture capitalist money. What if you don't get really fully funded? What will happen to our NFTs? And just to add to that more, I hope you're getting the train of thought though. 2023 is a long crypto time speaking. If we get fully funded, will the team hire more devs, thereby bringing the game release closer? Yeah. So that's the train of thought question coming from Bob here.
Yeah, so for the first question, what is our conviction percentage of the project being made to fruition? I don't think we can put a percentage on that, but what I can tell you is we're full-time on this, working 16 hours a day. So you can see from our own conviction, obviously, if we're doing this full-time, not getting, resources from elsewhere, putting our money where our mouth is, the hiring of the artists, all the programs that we have used so far, we put it out of our own pocket, me and Brandon as co-founders. So we self-invested in this project, I would say close to 6 figures. And, that's the kind of conviction that we have. I would say 101% based on what we believe. As for the second question, we see Alpha not really selling much. There was talk about tapping into VC money. What if we don't get fully funded? So that's I would say that a lot of people don't understand how easy it is to get VC funded. Like
True.
the
True.
the moment we launched our project on socials, we have like 2 to 3 VCs within the first day coming to us wanting to invest in our project just from reading our white paper. So we're not too worried about getting funds. We're worried about getting in bed with the VCs that will dump on the market. That's what we're worried about, and that's what we are avoiding. Hence, the reason why we choose to restructure the NFTs and rekindle the marketing, because we put a stop hold on marketing for Alpha Red. Not really full on stop hold, but we're making the efforts to. So we basically had a tokenomics design about 50% done, I would say, a week ago. And over this past week, we've poured hours and hours and hours into this tokenomics document design. We did model projections. What's the rate going to be like? What are the mechanisms? What's the utility? What's the final token supply? Things like that. And we had to go to our lawyers, we had to go to our advisors, go back and forth with them, have the conversations to see what makes sense at this space as of this moment right now. So that's where we are. We are redesigning it, and hopefully with this new added utility, the mint will go much smoother than it is, and hopefully we can mint out. But in the case where we don't mint out, just trust that we will be talking to VCs to get funded.
True. I can really relate to what you're saying here, Arnold. There are times when people don't really realize how VC and venture capitalist groups really function. They're out there seeking for blood. The moment they smell blood, they're like sharks. They're like sharks, guys. They'll really approach the project, especially. But these VCs, they're not stupid. They look at the white paper and they don't just go out and apply for to be part of the venture capitalist joint venturing with the project. But yeah, I could relate. I could relate to that. I really want VCs, the type of VCs that would not dump on the project at the end of the day, right?
Yeah, exactly.
True. All right.
And it's not even just about dumping the tokens. Okay. So for me and Brandon, we've had works with VCs in real life before, and working with VCs, it's not just about the money that they bring to your project or your company. It's not just about the money. It's about the connections. It's about the advice that they can give you, the kind of direction that they can point you in order to make the project better. In a sense, it's more than money. The VCs were never about the money. It's just an instrument for them to get in with you and reap the benefits of your project. So with VCs flooding across the whole world like fishes in the sea, there are a ton of VCs out there as of this moment. Like, I could set up a fund for like 500k and call myself a VC and get in touch with projects. But what am I bringing to the table? What am I helping the project with in terms of connections? Do I know anyone that would be of help to them? That's one thing that projects need to be looking out for instead of taking all the money that they can get.
I totally agree. I totally agree with that, bro. Finding the right VCs who would put something on the table other than money, because money right now in crypto, it has come to a point where if you are running a project, you put out a white paper, you put out a really good pitch there, it's really easy to come by. It's the easiest, but the right VCs that would support you in the long run, who would understand your vision and go with you on a vision and stay with you for 2, 3, 4 years to come and beyond. That's the gem kind of VCs that we're talking about. Anyway, going back to what you've been talking about, right? Designing tokenomics, designing things like who to partner up VC wise, what kind of NFTs to put out. It all boils down to decision making, right? And being co-founders, I know that the decision making part is one of the most challenging, if not the most challenging technically running a project. So here's the question, guys. What are your philosophies when coming up with decisions regarding the project, especially when you're given tough decision to make, like between two things, both looks good, both looks bad, but both would bring your project further. But yeah, the philosophy behind would do the last talking there. What's your philosophy for that decision making?
Yeah, for me and Brandon, we're really I would say we're positive realist. So in a sense whereby we are overly positive on things, but yet we're realist at the same time. So we would think logically and weigh out options. What are the pros and cons of this decision, and what are the pros and cons of that decision, as well as what that decision would potentially bring us further down the line. What's going to happen next? It's not just about making a decision and going forward with it. It's about thinking what that decision would bring you 3 steps ahead, 4 steps ahead, or even 5 steps ahead. It's not so basically we think long term. So for example, if today I get in bed with this VC, what's going to happen 1 year from now, 2 years from now? I'm not looking for immediate actions from him, but what kind of expectation could I put on the guy or the VC moving forward? What kind of value? What kind of value could we extract from him, for example? These are the questions that we are thinking, and the kind of conversations that we will be talking with in a call with this particular VC.
All right. So I have something to add to that, Brendan.
Just quickly, I think it's important once you have decisions that get really complicated really quickly, which you do often in projects, because so many things have different impacts on other pieces of the project. It's important to just keep in mind what your goal is and ask yourself, how is this helping us get to our goal? And if it's not really helping, put it to the side. And if it is helping, make sure you prioritize it. And I think one thing that Arnold and I also really do is just visualize, where do we want to go? What is our goal here? How are we actually getting there? And it sounds really simple, but it's very key, because it's so easy in a project as complicated as this one to get sidetracked, and you spend 15 minutes or God forbid an hour, 2 hours working on something before you realize, wait, this is not what we need to be working on. This isn't important right now. Having that goal-focused work in mind is really key to how we make decisions as well.
That's nice. So just to recap what you've mentioned, coming from a person who just reviews projects, you guys want to look at this in a systematic way, wherein you weigh the pros and cons, look at the goal, and if the decision that needs to be done lies there. If you do this, it keeps you closer, it gets you closer to the goal, and it has the pros weighs more than. I agree. We need to be thinking 3 to 5 steps ahead with the goal in mind. Anyway, for the people who are watching, I want you guys to keep on chatting now, because we are gonna give out one red NFT, right? Is that what we're giving out today?
Yes, sir.
All right, so we're giving out one Alpha Edition red. So what you need to do, guys, in order for you to be eligible for this, all you have to do is just keep on chatting. Hashtag Zoolana there. Whatever you want, but in a few minutes we're gonna draw. All you have to do is chat, like, and yes, that's how we're gonna do it. So yeah, keep on chatting before we end. I've taken a lot of time from our devs already here, so we're gonna have to end this show in a little bit, and I'm gonna have to ask them the final questions. So far, well, I think I've been happy having them in this show, and right now we have a lot of overview. But let's go back to the world of Zoolana. This is something I was not able to ask you a while ago. So what's the basic lore behind Solana? What setting are we looking at here? So
Yeah,
either Arnold or Brandon can answer.
Yeah, no worries. So the story starts a few hundred years in the future, in the year 2300, and wealth inequality on Earth has only gotten worse. So as most of the world has plunged into famine and disease and war, the ultra wealthy have fled to the mountains of Colorado in the United States, and they built a beautiful futuristic city in the mountains. And they said, screw everyone else on Earth, we're just going to live a happy life to ourselves. And so they built this futuristic city. You'll see it right there on the main page of our website. It's the city of Zoolana. And in that city, they were there for years, and they began to become twisted and demented because they were secluded to themselves up in this mountain. And what they did is they genetically engineered animals to fight in Colosseum matches. So they would host these Colosseum matches between animals, and over time they would modify the animals, and eventually they gave the animals a form of human intelligence. So they were having these gladiator matches for animals, and the animals were these oppressed beings in the city of Zoolana. Eventually, these creatures, which they called Xannies, the Xannies rebel, and the Xannies escape. And so the Xannies actually take over the city of Zoolana and burn it down, and they run the people of Zoolana out of the valley. The game takes place 50 years after the fall of the city, and the Xannies have formed tribes in the valley of Zoolana. So as a player, you're playing as these humanoid animals using futuristic tech, futuristic weapons and armor, and fighting amongst these three tribes, the Nor, the Luna, and the Vond. So each one of these tribes have kind of a different backstory. I don't know if we need to get into tribe backstories right now, but they each have a backstory, a history in the valley, and a future as well, which is the story that Arnold and I are excited to keep telling.
All right. That's nice. I mean, that's pretty exciting. That's pretty exciting. It's giving me that kind of futuristic Hunger Games vibes, something like that.
Yes,
You know?
Yeah.
Yeah, true. That's nice. That's nice. Okay, guys, are you ready for the giveaway? Is everybody ready for the giveaway? I'm gonna give you another minute or two before we draw a winner, and one lucky winner will win a red alpha edition NFT here. Truly, Merry Christmas to you. Because 2 Sol, it's not cheap, guys. It's not cheap. 2 Sol.
Yeah, dude. We know it's so hard to price things in this market as well, because it's funny. 2 Sol a month ago, Sol was around the same price, but everyone in NFTs was saying, "Oh, 2 Sol, that's nothing." But you know, as time goes on and things change, like we hear you guys, and we'll have some stuff out there that's a little more accessible soon.
Yeah, true. I mean, Sol has been getting angrier as well as a token, right?
Yeah,
I can remember just a few weeks ago how much it was, and now it's crazy. Anyway, are you ready, guys? How about you, Brandon and Arnold? Are you ready? Let's go get a winner.
Yeah,
let's do it.
All right, before I get a winner, then here's what we're gonna do. Well, let's give them a few more minutes to do this, but let me just ask you the final 2 questions. And the first of that question is time-wise, what should we be looking at in our calendar, right? And the final question would be what's your final message? So let's start with the second to the last question. Let's take a look at your calendar and time. What should people be looking at right now in order to follow you effectively or efficiently?
Yeah, they can take a look at our white paper, which can be found either on our website or our Twitter account.
Okay.
Yeah. So we have our upcoming PFP airdrop for alpha holders. So it's going to be a generative PFP airdrop that people can use on their socials, or use it in game as a identifiable character for themselves. That's
Profile pics airdrop. When is this happening?
This would be in February.
Okay. Any thing happening this coming ending of November or December?
We do
Yes,
have.
Mhm.
Yeah, go ahead.
Well, no, you got it. You got it. Sorry, I'm so excited about it. I can't contain myself.
Dude, I'm not even sure what you're about to say.
Oh, well, in that case, yeah, sure. One thing that we are working on as well is a fully illustrated version of our origin story. So
Oh
that
my God.
origin story that you just heard me tell, is we've got an artist that's illustrated 7 different scenes from that story, and we're going to put them together into a digital booklet, and that's going to be airdropped to all of the Red Alpha holders. So that is one example of the lore NFTs that you'll get as a Red Alpha holder, and that's not going to be available to mint. You can't buy that unless you buy it off the secondary market. And that'll be coming soon to Red Alpha holders. It's hard because we want to make sure that the mint, we don't want to drop it when not enough is minted out, because no one's going to really get one and it won't be worth having done it. So we don't have an exact date yet on when we're putting it out there, but all the art is done. We're compiling the book now, and we're super excited about that. So that'll be coming in maybe about 3 weeks, something like that.
All right, cool, nice. About 3 weeks. I'm excited actually to know that. Sometimes I want to nerd out with those kind of stuff, looking at the stories.
Yeah, dude, that's what we're here for.
Yeah, give us a good story, and we can dive into the world of Zoolana and just be a part of it that way. Anyway, so about token sale, would that be would it be possible for you to give us a hint so that we could save up?
It's gonna be next year. It's not gonna be late next year. It's not gonna be mid next year. That's all I'll say.
All right. So we have time, guys. We will have, our Christmas bonuses, and hopefully in this altcoin season, you guys are taking profits and storing them for the tokens that are coming up next year. So I hope you guys are doing long-term or a mid-term strategies there with your funds, guys. So yeah, I guess this is good already, right? White paper and website. And in a few hours from now, what's that you're releasing?
Tokenomics document, as well as a Twitter thread on what went into our mind when releasing this new utility that we're putting on top of the existing ones on our alpha NFT. So make sure you just follow our Twitter, join our Discord, as there's going to be announcements in there.
All right, so for those who want to know more about the project, tokenomics is one thing you want to take a look at aside from the white paper. So it's coming out in less than 24 hours. So follow their Twitter account, guys. All right, yeah. Let me ask you the final question now. Any final message for the people who are here? I know some of the audience here are coming from the Solana community already. They're saying hi to their tribes a while ago. So yeah, final message for the people who are part of your community already, and for those who are here seeing you for the first time.
Yeah, I would just like to thank all the people in our community that has given suggestions and interacting with us so far. I've truly never seen a community that has never minted out and yet have so much support from their own community members, giving ideas, giving suggestions. Just know that we took all of that into consideration. I think we've already communicated with you guys inside our announcements channel. But I just want to thank all of you guys again that are here, that, we really do appreciate you and what you guys have done for Zoolana. And just know that we're working twice as hard just to make you happy as well. To the ones who have not joined our Discord and are new to Zoolana, I urge you to go and check out our white paper as well as our Medium articles. We spend a lot of time writing up all those articles. It might take a while to read. I estimated it's going to be about 36 minutes to do a fair point of a deep dive into Zoolana, which you can find inside our Discord channel.
All right. Before Brendan answers the question himself, one quick question. Are you guys planning on releasing like an interim game or a mini game just before the main game comes out? Because I read that.
Yeah, we do not plan to do that. Instead, we would have, again, this is not set in stone, but
Mm-hmm.
we do plan to try to have a virtual reality vlog series to take you guys, to the back end. What's going on inside game development this month? What's gonna be next? What have we done? What's to look out for? Things like that.
Okay. Cool. So that we don't get bored, people here in the crypto space, their attention span is like of a goldfish.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Most
We want
definitely.
things fast. We want things now. But that doesn't make sense. Always. Anyway, yeah, Brendan. Final question. Is there any final message you want to share to the people right now before I draw the winner?
I don't think so. I mean, I think thank you guys, everyone. Thank you for showing up and thank you for listening. Everyone in our community, like Arnold said, has been incredibly supportive and just so present and so active. And it's really exciting for us because there's a million projects out there with people spamming nonsense in the chat. In our project, everyone is writing paragraphs to each other and having like interesting actual conversations. So just thank you guys for spending your time with us because it's really exciting to have you guys here.
All right, cool. Anyway, let's do this. Let's draw the winner. 3, 2, 1. Our winner is Jeff B. Jeff B.
Oh!
Congratulations. Oh wait,
Oh my
you know
God.
Jeff?
Oh my God, Jeff won
Oh,
it.
there's no way.
Oh,
Yeah,
no
Jeff has
way.
been saving up for an alpha for since wow, that's insane. He's a very loyal community member. That's incredible.
I like that. I like that a loyal community member who's been saving up to get an alpha is actually gonna get this as a Christmas gift. Jeff B, it's you. You're the winner.
That's incredible.
Oh my God.
Talk about destiny working on your side. Anyway, Jeff B, here's how you anyway, wait. Looks like the devs know you already, so do I need to get his info or does Jeff need to just send it over to you personally, guys?
Yeah, we got him. We got it.
All right.
It's okay.
Jeff B, congratulations. Your time has come. Anyway, Arnold, Brendan, to everybody who's here, thank you very much for joining us. Congratulations, Jeff. Congratulations, Arnold and Brendan, for just for starting a project. I know it takes a lot. It takes a lot of guts. It takes a lot of skills. It takes a lot of connections here and there, and most of all, it takes a lots of balls to start a project. And I commend you for that, for giving the people another option wherein they could diversify their portfolio or just at least get entertained looking at your artwork and knowing more about the lore. Those things are really interesting in my opinion. So thank you very much, and I hope to see you again next time.
Thank you, Dexter. Thanks for taking the time
Thank
to
you,
do this
Dexter.
with us.
All right, cheers. Bye-bye. Anyway, for those who are here, don't go yet. Give me 2 to 3 minutes to summarize what we've talked about. I have here, of course, my notes. And if you're still interested for a quick recap, please do stay. All right, I'll see you later. Arnold and Brendan, talk to you on Discord.
All right. Cheers, Dexter.
All right, thanks, Dexter.
All right, bye-bye. All right, guys. So here, give me 2 to 3 minutes just to show you the the summary of what we've talked about here. If you're interested, of course, I want you to know more. And this is my way of giving my TLDR of what we've witnessed so far. So this project is Zoolana. Solana is under Solana, and the reason they chose Solana is it's because it's faster, it's cheaper when it comes to the transaction fee. As a game, their design is just like Clash of Clans kind of game. It's a strategy. They've conceptualized this idea way back July or August and been working on this since then. Right now, the available NFT for us is the red NFT. It's one of the founders NFT, and for every red NFT holder, you'll get an X amount. All right, X amount. I don't know the amount, but X amount of airdrop token coming with that. So like COC, it's gonna be it's being designed to be mobile, and the game is being designed to come out as a beta on Q3 of 2022 and a full game on quarter one of 2023. So about the game mechanics when it comes to the play to earn, their philosophy is that, you know, at the minimum part of it, or at the very least part of it, 20 to 30 minutes per week for the casual peeps, and you'll be able to go through your daily quests and things like that. But they wanna be able to reward as well people with their activity. So if you are playing 8 hours a day, you could still do that and you'll be rewarded more. So there's gonna be an account progression, number of combat that you're gonna be able to do and things like that. So that's more or less the design philosophy when it comes to their P2E. Now with burning mechanism, you know, with the token burning mechanism, you can use those tokens to skip and wait for the timer, just like a lot of games that we have in the traditional sense in the mobile gaming sphere, right? You could pay a certain amount of their currency to skip the wait timer. You could also use their tokens for fusing. You could use it for buying things in the marketplace and for crafting. Anyway, in a few hours from now, no more than 24 hours, they'll be releasing their tokenomics anyway. So you just follow their Twitter account. So when it comes to their token, you've heard it first here on this channel. Maximum is 10 billion. 36% goes to the play to earn, 25% goes to the community and development, I mean, 18% goes to the dev wallet, and portion goes to the advisors. So for the dev wallet, they are locking it for 36 months and it's gonna be drip fed to them monthly. Okay, so that's it for that part. What else can we check here? All right, their philosophy for hiring team is they want their team to be, you know, that the hires they did are people with, you know, the feeling of vision, have their own eyes to, and you know, the term is they have initiative, they have their own eyes and use it to move their tasks for the project forward. So yeah, not a yes man. That's one of the things they mentioned a while ago. So their philosophy for decision making is, of course, they mentioned that they are positive realists. They weigh the pros and cons. They want to think 3 to 5 steps ahead and keep their goal in mind, visualize the goal and how they are getting there. Okay, so about the lore, it's set in the future where the inhabitants of Earth has, you know, declined, something like that, and some people, the wealthy ones, they went to Colorado, the mountains of Colorado, and secluded themselves there. They have experimented on animals and they use them to fight like gladiators, and eventually these genetically enhanced or mutated animals took revenge, and yeah, that's the fall of that place. And 50 years after, that's the setup of the game, the setting of the game, and that's where you would find the tribes, the Luna, the Vamp, and the Nord tribes there. All right, anyway, that's it for this one. Calendar wise, you can check the white paper on their website already. There will be profile picture airdrop coming for us this November, fully illustrated origin story coming about 3 weeks more or less, and for the next year, the game again, beta quarter 3, and the tokenomics document is gonna be coming out later on. Anyway, let me just read here. Sir Dex, kailan po namin maklaim yung token ni Omniverse, yung giveaways po? Sabi ni Amazing Knowledge. Can you email me again the details about that so I could remind people, and you know, we could, because we're trying to send everything already. Sir Dex, what do you think? Kukuha ka for this? I think, you know, I can manage the risk on my part. One NFT for me is okay enough. Kailan po namin maklaim? Yes, Amazing Knowledge. So just email me. Jeff B, since you already have the NFT, please let Dex draw again. Okay, I'll revisit this game after 12 months. Best DYOR. Yes, best DYOR. The fact that I can rematch me winning an Alpha Red 2 makes me even more pumped. Alright. Anyway, I'll see you again next time. Today is Monday, Metadana Monday. So I'll see you later over at Metadana channel, okay? And peace and much love. Bye-bye.